It says excellent connection. It's showing me excellent connection. Do we have it? Hey, everybody. Welcome to ForceCenter, a show about Star Wars, pop culture, and the ultimate adventure, life itself. I'm Ken Knapsack.
I'm Jen Lando.
Oh.
No.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Try again. No. Go in it. Maybe you might have to go in it.
Oh, no.
It was perfect 2 seconds ago. Hey, everybody. Welcome to ForceCenter Live. Try to do the news. It's a whole ton of things. It's not just the internet, Jed. It's just technology is failing us across the board. It's against us, and it's failing us.
I can't. I'm just so frustrated. Oh, he's back. Oh, no.
Back, baby. Oh, there you go.
What?
Yay.
The internet is remembering something bad I said about it in the past.
It is. We are here. It's a live show for you indeed, says Jeannie from Tahiti. We're doing some Star Wars news today. Lately, we've been doing Star Wars Questions Live. We just recorded a great episode about Anakin Skywalker, the past, the present, and the future of the character. A lot of wonderful things. Look for that tomorrow. But we wanted to go live with some Star Wars news, catch up with Jen on Star Wars Starfighter, look at some of the other headlines out there. Not a heavy news week, but we'll do that here just in a second. But first, we always like to remind you that today's podcast is brought to you by our merch shop on Fourth Wall. Check out our merch store, pick up a t-shirt, help support the show, and represent ForceCenter out in the galaxy. Get a pint glass or a coaster, other things on the way as well. Head on over to forcecenter-shop.fourthwall.com. ForceCenter-shop.fourthwall.com, and there's also links down below if you're watching on YouTube. Joseph, if you're alive and well on the internet, we also have some other asks that we're looking on.
That is right. We are building to the goal of 10,500 subscribers right here on YouTube. We are at 10,200 plus, not 10,200 minus, plus, looking for the positives. So we're not too far away from our goal of 10,500. When we reach that goal, we're going to release a classic audio episode of our old show, Star Wars Ranked, with exciting new visuals. We do not know which episode. Maybe that will be a fun discussion when we reach our goal.
And we will have peace. We are going to talk news, like I said, but that also means it's not a different format at all for us here live, but we'll have some things we're going to be talking about, some things we're going to discuss. So, of course, we want to hear from you. Super chats are always welcome. Super thanks, all that stuff. But you post them, we'll try to grab them, and maybe when we're done having our little discussion, we'll pull you all into it too. We're just here to talk some Star Wars news. But before we do that, we always like to catch up with Star Wars Life Adventures. And who here has a big, giant box in their house now?
I think you guys both probably have some big boxes in your house.
That's true.
What's inside them? Yeah, I posted on Instagram, if anybody saw it, that the Haslab Cantina arrived. They're slowly sending them out to different folks. Mine actually arrived while I was not in Los Angeles. So I was sent a frightening picture of, there's a large box in front of your door advertising to everyone that you're not home. But it worked out. I was like, hey, man, when those elevator doors open on my 4th floor apartment, I hope my big box is there. And it was. And I was very, very tired. And my wife kind of tested the weight of it. And she's like, I'll bring it in. It's like, I'm not that tired. I did this. Let me take responsibility for it. Let me carry the burden, literally. So she took a picture of me, very tired, carrying it over the threshold.
There you go.
I have not opened the outer box yet. I've gone on about it a lot, but I'm extremely, extremely busy with crunch time trying to finish this film, and the Cantina will be one of my many rewards. But also, when I got it, I got it with that sort of mindset of, I know there's no space in my home for this. So the Cantina is going to help me change my life in some way in which there is room for the Cantina. Have you guys, I can't remember where I first saw it or heard it. I'm sure it's a common thing, but there's that sort of like self-help analogy about how you want to build your life. That's like how many balls fit in this jar. And like you, or maybe it's rocks. I just said balls, but let's say balls. How many balls you can fit in a jar, right? And so it's like, well, my family is the biggest ball. My career is the biggest ball. And now they're like, I want to learn fencing. Like, well, there's only room for like this size ball if you want to learn fencing, because, you know, and making sure that you have the correct proportion of your jar balls. The cantina feels like that. Like, how big of a ball in my jar is the cantina going to be?
A ball too far.
A ball too far. Yeah.
That's great advice. I haven't heard that specifically, but hey, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, my jar is full, but it's not generating more jars to put more balls in.
No. But I'm very excited about it. It looks just absolutely fantastic. Some friends have been sharing theirs, and I've been seeing photos online, and I can't wait to dig in.
What is in your dreamlike scenario outside of, you know, winning Powerball and buying a 7-bedroom house? What is it on full display, in the box, figures out? What's the dream?
Yeah, I think the dream is definitely to get it. I got the deluxe version, and so, you know, you don't have to set up the whole thing. I just want to set up like the main bar area and be able to, you know, have fun with the figures that I have out of the package, or maybe track down some and take them out of the package to, you know, just have fun with the, like, who is at the bar, who's supposed to be, and who's like, the hell are you doing here? You know, why is Vader just hanging out here? You know, that kind of thing.
I love that. Okay, you can add it. You can add Star Trek characters. Get a Picard.
I won't go that far. It's too far. Maybe the Count from Sesame Street. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe Gra Gra. Gra Gra deserves a drink. She's on the right planet. Yes. So yeah.
But a Picard too far. That is a wonderful adventure. Long awaited. Sergeant Fubar is right there with you. This is my deluxe Haslab Cantina is arriving tomorrow. So excited. So there you go. There you go. Jen, my Star Wars adventures and life adventures are all, I don't know, null and void. It's been, I cried a lot over the weekend, first for my life, then for my football team. I don't know. What about you?
Wait, which football team? I forget.
Miami Dolphins.
Oh, that's right. The Miami Dolphins.
It's not good. It's a life lesson season. How many footballs can we put in this jar?
You're a real fan, you know, through the ups and downs. You're not like what people accuse us Lakers fans of, you know, just jumping on the bandwagon. That's what they always say.
Sure.
Lakers. I got nothing either. I'm like buried in schoolwork, so a lot of studying, and then I have a lot of boxes in my house because we reorganized our kids' room and our room. I got a desk, going to Facebook Marketplace a lot. I'm hunting treasures, but not the fun kind. I did get a broken baby doll, which was really fun. I wish I could show you guys. Yes.
Explain more.
Yes, I found this antique. Specifically wanted a broken doll from the 1930s. It happened to be. It was like $10, and I'm gonna make a wreath with a bunch of like baby doll heads and arms and legs, because exactly for that reason. I don't find dolls to be creepy or scary, but it's funny to me that so many people do. So it's like, it's kind of like a I don't want to say an FU, but just like a, you think this is so scary? Well, here, come to my door if you dare.
Jen, that shit's haunted. What are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm opening up the portal. I'm opening it up.
Bring some salt, put it around.
Did you specifically search on Facebook Marketplace for a haunted, broken 1930s doll, or just a run-of-the-mill, non-haunted one?
Run-of-the-mill. If it's haunted, it's bonus. But I specifically said broken because I took apart our Monster High dolls, and I took apart our Furbies. And I will admit it felt a little weird, and my kids were concerned, like me, like literally ripping off the head of their dolls. So I'm like, I can't break this baby doll. That's just a bridge too far. That's Anakin Skywalker territory, Darth Vader territory. So I found a broken one, and I'll repurpose it.
So I ask you, Jen, too, what in your dream scenario, does this hang on your door and ward off your neighbors? Is this your way to rebel against the suburban LA community you reside in? What's going on here?
Did you guys ever see the zombie that I posted that my husband made? It was not supposed to be it was a life-size not scarecrow. I don't know what it was, but it looked like what is that character from Friday the Jason? Is that it? It looked like it because it was wearing my husband's clothes and he's 6'1", and then he stuffed him. So he was like really large, and everyone that walked by was so scared. All my neighbors were very concerned. So we're on theme here.
I in my house now, there's a friend, Torlin. A lot of you might know Torlin, Jill Starr's wife. You know Joe Starr from Screen Junkies days. She made like a thing that's like a skeleton, but it has antlers. It's just some original piece of art.
Oh, cool.
And it hangs on our door. And on our Ring camera, our neighbor once came up to like tell us something, and we saw him on the Ring camera like knock, and he looks and he just goes, "Oh God!" And I get it. I get stirring up the neighborhood, Jen.
That's what I want.
think it's a good way to beckon those who enjoy the creepy season. And you will. There's a house near a comic book store I go to that was keeping Halloween stuff up all the time. I don't know if they always do it, but they had like some skeletons lounging in their lawn for Halloween. But then as the seasons went on, they just got different outfits. They got holiday outfits. I think they had an Abraham Lincoln hat for the President's Day weekend. And it's nice when you walk by and go like, oh, those are people I would like. And I think you'll have many people who walk by your broken dolls going, oh, I also like horribly disturbing haunted things. Nice.
People in LA go all out. If you drive around, there are some terrifying, because a lot of special effects people, like, it's straight up scary. It really is. But it's kind of fun though.
Well, that's some life adventures, Chad. Fine haunted dolls.
What's in the boxes in your house, Ken?
What is in the boxes? Things I'm getting rid of. That's kind of. I think this is the month that I'm finally having to sell my Death Star Lego set, and I've been putting that off for about a year. And there is a Lego store, like an independent Lego store in Burbank, that opened up that I keep wanting to go in. But I know if I go in, I'm going to come out with something that I can't do that just for storage reasons, everything. But I think it's a month. So I've pulled the Death Star set off. I'm staring at it. So that's literally the box in my house. Like, do I want to go do this? Has it reached that point? Because I found a Facebook memory. I only go onto Facebook really to see what old high school classmates I'm going to delete, what old coworkers I'm going to delete, or who in my life now has a birthday. It's the only way I remember. Or I check the Facebook memories just to see if I need to take anything down. And there was a 2011 post I made over the weekend that said, I think my only life goal is owning this Death Star Lego set. And now I have it, but it's in the box. I can never build it. And now I'm like having to maybe give it up. And I saw that post this weekend. So maybe that's a sign, much like a haunted doll, to hold on to it for one more day.
Do you want that ball in your jar? How much space can that ball take? That literal Death Star ball.
And how much is that ball worth if you go to a store to sell it? Is the question.
Remember, have you guys seen when they stack the balls in the jar and then they pour liquid? Right?
Ooh, yeah.
So you can add more, even though your jar is full and you think I can't handle anymore. Oh no, you can handle more. You pour liquid.
So you're talking about drinking. So I should have some whiskey.
Yes. That's what I'm saying.
Haven't you have that ball infused whiskey?
Yeah.
It's just
you're talking about buzz balls,
people's
right?
lives, yeah.
You're talking about those buzz balls, Jen. I get it. All right.
Yeah, they have ice cube molds that are in the shape of balls.
Yeah.
Ball shaped. So I've got to rephrase this. And the shape of a round globe.
A round globe.
That's redundant. The shape of a globe. A sphere.
There you go. There you go.
We're getting good toy advice here in the chats. I want to be sure to acknowledge Sergeant Fubar reminding me I'm almost certain the canteen is made to come apart wall by wall and booth by booth. Soon I have to have a permanent space that can hold it fully assembled so you can break it down. That is a great reminder. I might, for now, open it up and play with it and find a place to put just a little bit of the cantina. And Cameron cautions you, Ken, these local stores are great, but often lowball you so they can make more off reselling. If you have the time and means, you can probably get much more on eBay or something. So
Yeah.
welcome to Coping with Toy Center.
Yeah, I do have an eBay shop that I occasionally sell things, but the same thing. It's the shipping costs. It's a big, that Death Star thing. It's like your photo of your cantina. It's big. But yeah, they're going for like $1,000. But then, I sold a CM Punk Funko Pop last year, and they talked me down for 175. And I'm just a sucker. I just bow. Yes, okay. Would you like me to pay you? We'll see. But hopefully, I can keep it and hold on to it. Let's take a look. Yeah, let's take a look at some Star Wars news. But the main lead is still talking about the Star Wars Starfighter casting. Joseph and I went live on Friday to kind of get back into the fold. It was good to be hanging out with all of you here. And we had Star Wars Starfighter casting news. But Jen, it's our chance to catch up with you about this, not to put the pressure on you. But what did you think of the announcement, how they did it, and the cast so far?
I saw the photo and I did not know what it was at first. It took I was like, oh, okay. Honestly, we're going to be honest. This is a safe space here. It felt very safe. It felt very Blade Runner-esque. It's just a still photo. But if we're going to compare announcement cast photos, we have the example of the Force Awakens black and white photo with all the cast together, which is tough to top. I understand. You have, the greats there. But I kind of would have liked something like that, perhaps a little bit more, because then what would happen is immediately I was like, this doesn't feel different. It doesn't feel new. And it's obviously because we're so seeped into this world. And to be fair, a lot of people in my timeline were so excited. It was just me. I actually came across a photo of Austin Butler, Zoe Kravitz, and Bad Bunny together on the red carpet. I guess they're in a movie together. That to me was really exciting. I was like, I'm not joking. I was like, what is this? Why are they all together? Like, oh, this is such an interesting combination, right? That's kind of what I wanted Star Wars to be. And it didn't give me that Zoe Kravitz, Austin Butler, Bad Bunny vibe that I'm kind of looking for. I don't know what to do with that.
Do you feel like it might have if it had been a larger chunk of the cast? It was Ryan Gosling and Matt Smith and Mia Goth and Amy Adams and some of the other names all together, a bigger thing rather than artsy black and white lived in galaxy man and child.
My heart was already palpitating when you said Mia Goth, Matt Smith. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's right. That is infinitely more exciting, infinitely more titillating than what we got, which I get is like, oh, it's classic Star Wars. Oh, he's wearing a Han Solo type jacket. Give me something. I don't know. It feels too glossy. Yeah, give me a cape. Give me something more in the moment of them, like it just at a table read, to be honest.
Yeah.
That would have been actually more exciting for me personally.
We discussed this a little bit on the live stream, and I'm really curious to see your take on it. We're 10 years out from Force Awakens, where they leaned heavily into that classic Star Wars lived in universe look, real props, all that real models is back, 10 years ago. And I feel on one hand, like Lucasfilm wants to say, hey, it's set in the farthest reach of the timeline, 5 years after Rise of Skywalker. So it's in a bold new timeline. It's a standalone story. So on one hand, they're really trying to say it's new and unencumbered by legacy. But that photo really was like that Star Wars you like is back. So how do you balance those? Do you want them to advertise it more as like it's a brand new Star Wars with no legacy baggage attached? Or do you want it's the 50th anniversary, and do you want them to do like they did with the photo of like it's a land speeder with a Han Solo jacket? Like, what do you want?
I think that when you start to, it just felt very, very safe. They did not want to offend, and I'm sure that this was on it, but they didn't want to offend anyone. No, we're really anything that you like, it's gonna be here. Don't worry, we're not gonna make anyone mad. Because remember that cast photo from The Force Awakens did get some people upset, myself included. Well, not upset, but I was just like, oh, that cast. Not a lot of diversity there, which obviously changed a little bit. So I get it. they didn't. This is really, really early in the process. It's not a teaser. It's not a trailer. It's not a production still, right? It's just kind of to get the hype train going. But to me, yeah, it just was not. It was not fresh. Lone Wolf and Cub. I feel like we've gotten that so much. I particularly did not like that storyline with Ventress. Thank you, Molly. Yes. Yes.
Man has to take care of
Yeah.
the Star Wars story. I forgot about Ventress, but yes, Mando and Grogu. Other people pointing out Kenobi and Leia. The Bad Batch. Skeleton Crew is not the exact same thing, but it is multiple kids and two weird parent figures with Jod and SM-33. Yeah, are you hoping and thinking about what the twist might be?
No, Molly, this is I was dancing around this. Thank you for calling it like it is. I think they're getting for a much more masculine story for Starfighter, which could work, or it could feel like Top Gun with a kid tagging along. That was, I think, what I was kind of like was feeling. And I felt sad that, like, I knew a lot of people were really excited, but it just didn't resonate with me. And to quote a chorus line, I felt nothing. And that was really kind of disappointing, because I know once we get the teaser, I know once we get the trailer, I'm sure I'll get excited. But I just feel like it's going in a different direction. Like, we went so far one way with the Acolyte, and now they're like, we're going to swing the other way. I'm sure it'll still be entertaining. I love Ryan Gosling, and I love Eva Mendes.
Yeah, I think that's all valid.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely about it. It definitely has that feeling. You mentioned the rumor of Eva Mendes. Is that something that would, not just her, but what do you feel needs to happen in the next round of promotion? Not that it's just about what Jen Landa wants today, but we want to see you excited. So what's your dream? I'm asking about everyone's dreams today, apparently.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, Skeleton Crew felt very fun and different and new, right? And yet it has so many familiar things, not just with Star Wars, but obviously, Amblin Entertainment, right? So I don't know what it is, but I know Star Wars has always been a very emotional and heartfelt thing for me and for all of us. And so it is kind of interesting when I don't get that. It's like, well, why? And I have to analyze, why is that? But I'm sure when the teaser trailer comes out, it's going to be better. But maybe they are catering to a slightly different audience. And that is just not anyone's fault, other than just kind of like taking the temperature of where we are unfortunately as a nation, and in entertainment. And there are so many other factors that go beyond our little Star Wars story, because we don't have like a man like George Lucas who's like, F you, I'm gonna fund this myself. Right? He took those risks, and I think that's one of the things I love about Star Wars, is that it is always taken risks. The prequels took tremendous risks. Obviously, we know the original trilogy did, right? So it's not going to be that. It's just not going to be that. And that's a reality.
Yeah.
I'm getting older, guys. That's the reality.
I want to share some discussion of this in the chat. Molly adds the photo they released was very man on dating site posing with Hot Rod. with photobomb by child.
That's what it was,
very funny.
Rod. Oh my gosh.
Well, and it's Starfighter, so like they
Starfighter
was a hot rod, right?
Of course.
But total point taken, and I do think, yes, that there is going to be a leaning towards safety, and in the moment we're in, safety means a certain kind of thing. I hope that that's more about the way they're going to sell the film than what the film is, and I'm holding out hope for that, and my hopes could be dashed. I think some other people are feeling the way that Nick Arcus is feeling. It's not the cast announcement that's exciting. It's that there is a cast, that a Star Wars movie made it into active production again. I'll take the win. I think I liked the photo. I liked that it was kind of artsy, but it did look very like classic Star Wars to me. But I think a little bit more to what Nick is saying. I think it was a little bit after like all of the announced things that have kind of happened or have happened. Look, they're on set. We're filming
some. Yeah, I agree with that. Take. Jed, what do you think about the cast itself so far?
Cast is great. Cast is great. I'm still on the fence about Sean Levy. I think that actually, to be honest, is probably where some of this baggage that I'm bringing is coming from. Is
Not
that
a real Steel fan, huh?
well, right. Or I mean, it was fine. Not at the museum, fine. But I know he's done a lot of other projects, right? But it's just in terms of like what I enjoy. Like I'm making baby doll wreaths. Like you guys know, like Guillermo del Toro, Tim Burton. Like that's kind of like where I'm going. And it's not. I don't know. Or
You're
Leslie
building-
Headland.
Yeah,
I like
you're
Leslie
building
Headland.
broken baby doll wreaths. So yes.
Right? My taste is going to be a little bit different. Although I did enjoy Top Gun Maverick. You know, I like popcorn entertainment too, but I just, you know, yeah.
Any surprises in the cast announcement? Like we were surprised about Amy Adams.
Oh yeah,
in
Amy
a
Adams.
good way. We're
Yeah,
not
she's
familiar as
great.
much as the others, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm always my first thought when they bring someone like Amy Adams, who is such a phenomenal actor. I'm like, are they going to cover her in prosthetics? Is she going to be an alien? That I always wonder about that. And that's not bad. I loved Lupita Nyong'o's performance as Maz Kanata, but it is something where I'm like, what is she going to be?
And British comedic actors as droids, which
Right.
is not confirmed at all, but a lot of people speculating about that with what's his name, Simon Bird.
Right.
We're not familiar with the in-betweeners here. All right. Okay, Jen. What about that? What the Lone Wolf and Cub thing did come up on our live stream. We even did a clip out of it there. It's very possible that we'll have a different another version of that. Are you going to be okay with that? It's a key Star Wars ingredient, without a doubt, part of the generational exchange. But we've seen it, as you said earlier, seen it a lot. What would you kind of want them to do outside of that, but still having this kid being a center part of the story?
Honestly, it's going to come down to the kid, and that is a horrible pressure to put on any child actor, right? It's not their fault. They are doing their best. There's a lot of things that can happen between casting and read-throughs to then them actually being on set and having the weight of that production. But you look at Skeleton Crew, and those kids sold it. Those kids had a mountain to climb because with all the quote unquote nostalgia talk and all, it could have gone so wrong, and people could have just, blasted it for being redundant and blah, blah, blah. Right. But it sung and it flew because they were so talented and they were so good. So if this kid is really great, and we know Ryan Gosling's going to be really great, he's going to try and elevate the performance, and I'm sure they have great chemistry, which is why the kid was cast. I think it could be awesome. So I'm going to hold out hope.
Oh, so would he. Any other additional thoughts or predictions based on the news, John? Any names you want added to the cast? Anything as you look towards that hope?
No, I'm gonna take my haterade, and I'm gonna bottle it.
There's no hate. I don't sense any hate with you at all.
Bottle it.
Here's a thought from Brian Ward that I want to be sure to get Jen's opinion on before we move on. Brian Ward says, after Andor, I need to see some non-humans in the photo to get excited.
Yeah.
I mean, would that add to your wanting this to be like Austin Butler and Bad Bunny if there was a Rhodian too?
You know what? That's such a good point. Is I think the aliens make Star Wars weird, right? It's like it felt like this was kind of like the popular football kid who, that's what this photo represented. And like me, the dorky outcast, I was like, well, where am I? If they had an alien peeking off in the background, I would have been like, there I am. There. That's my Star Wars. And I'm sure there'll be lots of aliens, but it's just, it did have that very, what is it? Breakfast Club. Kind of reminded me of the Breakfast Club.
Don't you forget about me. Okay. But I'm not gonna, this isn't, I don't mean this aggressively, Jen, but you want more aliens, but you don't want Amy Adams as an alien.
No, I like Amy Adams as an alien. I think she's great. Oh yeah.
Okay.
I love when she goes, and does these characters and stretching her acting chops. I would love it. Sure.
Okay. No right or wrong answer there.
Yeah.
I agree with you. More aliens is a good thing. All right. Any additional thoughts, Joseph, before we move on to other news stories? It's you and I have had a couple days to ruminate over Star Wars Starfighter.
I continue to be excited for Matt Smith in Mia Goth. I think the nature of what kind of villains they are, I think, is the twist that I am waiting for. Love Ryan Gosling. Love that it's a starfighter film with that focus on pilots and fast action. The cinematographer being involved in Top Gun and being able to shoot, knowing how to shoot motion, which is actually real tricky. I'm excited for all those things, and I think I am waiting for the twist, and I'm hoping that Matt Smith and Mia Goth will deliver it.
Yeah, the more I thought about it over the weekend too, it's just a lot of it, a lot of pressure on the kid, Flynn Gray, not just from Jen, but from just the whole thing. But yeah, I think this is made or broken for me with them as the supposed villains, right? I'm just excited to see what they can do, and there's I keep going to the Bonnie and Clyde idea and all that stuff, but just like I think a lot of it's going to be on them because we're not going to have, I think, the traditional standbys of dark side, Sith, even the Empire. It's obviously in a different era and a different time, and we'll see how it plays. But I'm looking to them.
McLean says, don't sleep on Aaron Pierre. He's great. I just don't know the other actors. I'm not familiar with their work beyond a quick Wikipedia search. So I'm very excited for anybody who is a fan of these other actors who've been announced.
Absolutely. All right, let's Jen, any final thoughts? We'll go to the next Star Wars story here.
No.
All right.
Bottling it up. You're pouring a glass of haterade? No, you're not. Look at elsewhere in Star Wars news. Like I said, a little bit of a slower week. We got Andor, and it's won 4 Creative Arts Emmys in one of the non-broadcast, as Letterman used to say, cash bar events that sometimes happens. Andor took 4 wins out of the 14 categories it was nominated in. The Acolyte had 1 nomination for Outstanding Sound Editing, but did not win. The wins for Andor were Outstanding Fantasy/Sci-Fi Costumes, Outstanding Production Design for a Narrative or Period or Fantasy Program 1 hour or more. Sounds like a Simpsons joke. Outstanding Picture Editing for a Drama Series. Outstanding Special Effects in a Season or Movie. Andor still up for the Outstanding Drama Series in the upcoming Emmy event to be broadcast on September 14th. Free bar there. Do these wins help or hurt the show's chances is one of the questions we'll be asking. But Joseph, first, what do you think of these wins?
I'm happy that they won anything, of course, because I think the work is fantastic. And I think I sometimes jump to some of the stuff we're going to talk about of like, what does that mean for winning anything else? And some of my grumpiness about genre not being celebrated. But looking at these, seeing that a lot of them were for the episode Who Are You? Which is therefore kind of a celebration of all of the fantastic design with gore in that fantastic episode. That it reminds me to just be like, I am happy for all of the people who did amazing work and got an award and have something on their mantle or their bookcase next to their Haslab Cantina, or are sharing it with their family because they did amazing work and they were, recognized for it. So I want to, I'm choosing my positives, and I want to remember to be positive about they won and they deserve to win because they did amazing work.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, especially when you spend time around those folks that are maybe below the line kind of folks that really kind of make the above the line shine, and the passion they put into it in an industry that's changing. You know, I have a friend who works in practical effects. He actually helped design Mando's blaster back in the day. He's working on some other stuff involving Robert Downey Jr. and Marvel, we'll say. And man, like he's like one of the last with a job. You know, like he was talking to me about it. He's like that. Yeah, and so to see it as it shrinks to get these recognitions, it doesn't come with a lot of money in the moment, but it might help your career later on. And I think these people working on Star Wars put so much into it, and that episode and this series, down to the details, down to the bricks and screws, they should win awards for them. So Jen.
Yeah, these are well deserved. I mean, Mon Mothma's costumes alone are just incredible when you see what Michael Wilkinson and his team created. I mean, Luthen's costumes, right? Just Clea's, goes on and on and on. The editing Like, obviously, Joseph, like any sort of editing is really laborious. I mean, and they got it so right. I'm trying to think, production design.
Gore
it's all well
footage.
deserved. Yeah, right. The gore footage.
Going through that and fight stuff is not easy to edit, and there's that fantastic and brutal fight, and they made it brutal, and a lot of that is the performance, but a lot of that is the editing. So yeah.
Yeah, production design. Obviously, it's as a what didn't Tony Gilroy say? Like, they would never be able to do this type of scope again, like where they're shooting on location, and designing these elaborate sets, and it's pretty incredible. And then obviously the special effects. And I think of like all the actual physical places that they went to, but then how they would transform them with special effects and visual effects to make it look like it fit in the galaxy. Is truly amazing.
I want to share this from Douglas quickly, who says, I feel like picture editing is a word outside the traditional bones thrown to genre projects.
Oh, interesting.
I would agree with that, because I think a lot of times it's like, okay, genre show, sure, you can have costume and sound editing because you made the weird lasers and that guy had weird hair. Congratulations, here you go. Yeah. Right? But yeah, editing is for, is not a genre bone that gets thrown as much. Great observation, Douglas.
Yeah, and looking to the future, I stepped ahead of my own outline there, but Andor still has the big one out there, which it was nominated for last time too, right? But I still think it's an outside chance, just because of what you're talking about, Joseph, the genre bias that still exists in a lot of places. And maybe at one point in Tony Gilroy's heart, but maybe not as much anymore, especially the last round of press he did. That was help promoting the show. Do these wins help or hurt the show's chances? The show doesn't need the win to prove itself, but we as Star Wars fans would love to see something like that. Where do you go with that kind of conversation?
Jen?
Me? Oh, me? Okay, yeah. Notoriously the Emmys are conservative with their votes, so they tend to reward the same show over and over and over again, right? Like Modern Family would always take it, or I forget, The Bear always takes it, right? So this year though, they're competing against Severance, which obviously is a darling, critical darling. They're also competing against The Pit, which is a very popular show on HBO. But there's been such good word of mouth for Andor this year that if they're going to take it, well, obviously, because this could be the last year, they have a chance, right? But I do worry about that genre problem, especially when there's 75-year-old people voting for the Emmys. Yeah. Are they watching it? Did Tony get to them? He was going to try. So maybe he talked to his friends.
He's driving around the hills spread across Los Angeles with just a trunk full of Blu-rays. Coming physically to people's houses going, I'm going to put this in and I'm going to turn off the motion screening and you're going to watch Star Wars.
Yeah, Lisa and Frank's passing him out.
Yep. Tony went all out. Yeah, absolutely. But you're right, Jed, though, the Emmy voters, still tend to be older. And they're still like, is that Georgie Lucas still making a Star Wars? Oh, that's good. That kid's doing so good with the little Spaceball pictures. But it's still kind of the prevailing thought in town. You could sense it sometimes. But I think Andor's part of the thing that changed it. I think we joke about Tony, and we also joke about Tony going all out in the press. And by the way, if he doesn't win for this series, I do blame Alex and Molly at Star Wars Explained for not asking the important questions at the round tables. You should, Alex, Molly, come on, this is on you now. But we joke, but Tony, absolutely, I think he changed his tone. I absolutely think from Rogue One to now, he changed his tone, and I think he is a good ambassador for what you could do with the genre, but he's still going to face that wall.
Yeah. I have hope. I don't think it is totally out of the realm of possibility to be a surprise. And I think part of that is the absolute promotional tour that Tony Gilroy went on. And I think maybe Tony Gilroy himself being the voice in the face of this Emmy campaign, maybe that will make a change. But yeah, there's a lot of very popular, more traditional shows. For genre, there's Last of Us, but there's The Diplomat on Netflix, which nobody's watched that. Kerry Russell, fantastic. I don't know anything about Paradise. That's going to be my autobiography. I don't know anything about Paradise. The Pit, Severance, Slow Horses, The White Lotus. Yeah, I think it's a lot of tough competition for Andor.
Yeah, indeed. I think we related to that. We have a question from David Cardiff. I think you starred there. Was that you, Joseph? There, this one.
Mm-hmm.
David S. Not being from America, can anybody tell me why there is genre bias against the likes of Star Wars? That as Eli does answer, it's incredibly complicated. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
But
there's more of that. Yeah. Go ahead, Ken.
I mean, to me, it's cultural. It is the comic books for kids, and no one looks inside the pages. It is growing up in the 80s, a golden age of toys and comic books and shows. And you were sometimes literally told, you got to put those up on the shelves. You're done. You're an adult now. And that, of course, overlooks what's in there, what's always been in those properties, the comics in the 30s, 40s, 50s on. And I just think it's hard to get past that, not just outside the bubble, but even in the industry. Things break through. Game of Thrones broke through, but some could argue that Game of Thrones, one of the success, there's this exposition, there's violence, great performances, and all. But it at times, and that's a story that's about magic returning to a land. But it definitely was like, we got this serious thing and dragons, and that kind of, to me, is why it snuck in the back door. Return of the King was a consolation. I think Two Towers should have been the win, but that was like, all right, fine, and that's kind of always been the thing, and that's a generalized way of explaining it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I certainly wouldn't speak for other cultures. I mean, I know Doctor Who has very successfully won lots of drama nominations and awards. But I think it's for me, it is something that exists like with comedy as well. Like, I think stories are like, they're words, they're a message, they're what you say. But then the genre is the language in which you say it. And if it's a story about, protecting a kid, and it's told in a dramatic fashion about a celebrity or a high stress chef or a spy, that language is elegant and good. But if it's the same story in the language of sci-fi, that's just like, pig Latin or something. It's just like, I think it's just kind of as simple as there are lots of people, including high-powered people in Hollywood, who make money off of genre, who just kind of can't get past the language in which the story is told. And if the language is genre, that's just less than. Like, but there's lasers. If you can see past the lasers, it's actually good. That to me is all about, like, I can't see past the packaging to the story.
Yeah. Agreed. So kids, don't take your toys off the shelves. Keep playing to your heart's content. Pew pew, as Elizabeth says. Pew pew. There you go. All right, that is our look at Andor winning some Emmys. We'll hopefully have a big update following the Emmy event on September 14th. I don't even know who's hosting this year. There'd be a time I'd watch every Emmy show with a little checklist of award winners and nominees, but ain't nobody got time for that. All right, Star Wars headline roundup. We only got really one to catch up with, but I did think of another one. I totally forgot. I'm not going to get it. I try not to shop at this store, but Home Depot is selling the 7-foot talking Chewbacca in a Santa hat.
What?
Gut reactions to that, Jen?
Wait, what? Are you serious?
I'm serious.
No. No. Oh no. What? See, this is the thing. It's a Star Wars fan and collector. It's not that we have FOMO. It's like, I don't know what it is, but I suddenly now I need it. I didn't have this need prior to you telling me this, because I'm worried that, like, if I don't get it, it's like taking history and preserving it. I'm a museum.
Yeah.
I want to turn my house into Star Wars collectible museum, right? Because I'm just worried. Oh no, they're at Home Depot.
Yeah,
They're like $1,000 or something.
probably like 7 feet tall.
So this is when I was like, I wish I was an influencer or something where they just would give it to me because I would love it and cherish it. I really would.
All right, everybody, let's make this happen. Jen Landa could influence Chewbacca love in the world out there.
Oh my gosh, I've got to look this up. Okay.
Yep, it's there. Joseph, I'm guessing you don't have room for it emotionally.
No, and I'm sorry to say I will get the 12-foot skeleton first. Dr. Professor makes an excellent joke. I'm waiting for the 12-foot Chewbacca to come out. Actually, a 12-foot Wookiee skeleton would be a bummer, but I want that 12-foot skeleton, man.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. That's amazing. That's amazing. Thank you, Mumbo Jimbo. Nate Bargatze is hosting the Emmys. He's very funny. He's very funny. Brian Ward says it's $300. Price to go. Oh, Jed, you could afford that.
There's no. That's an animatronic.
Okay.
Oh, this is 7.5 feet. Is that it?
Yeah,
it is.
They price him by feet. Is he $700?
You guys, I'm looking at this now.
Yeah.
I actually kind of might have to take back what I said. He's kind of scary looking. He's actually
go
better
with your
for
dolls.
Halloween.
Yeah.
He's I don't. It's the eyes. That's the thing about the Chewbacca face. I don't know. There's just something. How much is he? Okay, I'm gonna look at the price.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at that.
I won't even give you the price. Oh, $350. I can't afford that, but
I was gonna say, if you have to ask, you can't buy it. But
he's already on eBay for $550.
Is there? Okay, there's also a 7-foot animated LED Darth Vader. That was buried in the headline. Even I didn't see that one. In an animated stormtrooper. What are they doing?
Oh, they're sold out.
Over here? Yeah, I just don't know.
Oh yeah, that face ain't right.
Right? There's something wrong with his face. His eyes
ain't right.
Yeah, there's too much exposed gums.
Yeah.
Eyes are too far back in his head. This is absolutely he has been enjoying some of the natural plants of Kashyyyk, is the look.
It's hard to get the face right, huh?
Yeah.
Because even the one walking around Disneyland is a little off. And the one on Hollywood Boulevard is just a tragedy.
That one's great. I love that one. That's hot mess, Chewy, on Hollywood Boulevard, on the Dirty Boulevard. Yep.
I saw him on a break the other day. I was in there. I don't go to that stretch of town too much. And he was like talking to Spider-Man, but it was just normal voice, and it was great. They were just
there's one tourist trap store that puts out a Chewbacca statue.
Yeah.
It's also like Chewy after a hard night.
Love it. All right, Jen. If you're adding to cart right now, let us know.
No, taxidermied. He looks like somebody went and took a dead Chewbacca and stuffed him. It does not look right. The mouth and the eyes.
Yeah. See, save your money. Maddie Gunner's right. Animated Chewbacca, life-size Jar Jar in downtown Burbank, Jen. $10,000 to set you back there, but there's a life-size Jar Jar that is pitch perfect. It's just, you got to have it.
What? Where?
Yeah. It's at this little shop that opened up in downtown Burbank that is a rich person's personal collection that they're getting rid of. And so it's got a lot of things there. And Maddie and I actually walked in and I was like, oh, I'd love to get this Jar Jar for, no, we're not getting that Jar Jar. But yes, so maybe you can work for that.
Oh, gosh.
Speaking of this connects, I didn't even plan this there. The other Star Wars headline roundup story I had for our reactions, the screen-matched primary dueling lightsaber prop used by Darth Vader's performances, Bob Anderson, David Prowse, the team, used in Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, was sold at an auction for $2.9 million, $3.654 million if you count the fees associated with it, all those fees. So reaction to that, and what is the one Star Wars prop you'd pay big money for, Joseph?
Yeah, I mean, the auction stuff is always fascinating to me. The absolute range of things in this one. Also one of Harrison Ford's whips and belts, and a flamethrower from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. A fascinating collection. I would love to be able to interview the people as they leave of the why did they buy it? Is it I think it's going to go up in value and I'm just collecting it? Is it I want this piece of history? Is it I am, I have a lot of money and I love Star Wars and I'm only popping in this once to get the Vader thing? So fascinated of all the many reasons to spend millions of dollars on this. Is it personal? Is it a piece of history? Is it an investment? The why of it of who got that and what are they thinking and why. Is it just going into a crate, or is it going in a place of honor in their wall with lots of protection? Like that.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I think of.
Yeah, no, it's either an investment. It's someone, it could be obviously someone with a lot of money. It could be a sports star. Joe Burrow tried to buy a Batmobile a couple seasons ago. He pulled back on that when his house got broken into. But there's that. Or is it, like you're saying, it's just going to show up again somewhere else and a little less fun. Like if I sell that Death Star Lego set, I want you to build it, right? It's a shame it's still in that box. So I'm with you on that. But unlimited funds, is there anything from Star Wars that you would pay big bucks for?
Yeah. No, if I had that kind of money, yeah, I would. A lightsaber like that was used on screen in some way of Luke or Kenobi's would definitely be up there for me for what I would want. A small piece of the actual Cantina set, if it still existed, so I could put that with my Cantina Haslab. And then if I wanted to get real weird and eccentric, if we're talking like I'm 107 and still alive, I would maybe like buy a screen used Kenobi hairpiece, either Alec Guinness's hairpiece or whatever they put on Ewan McGregor's face for the pickup shots in Attack of the Clones.
I'd buy Crix Madine's beard and put it on.
Can you imagine Darth Vader's lightsaber, pretty recognizable. If you're like, welcome to my mansion and let me show you my treasure hanging on the wall. Like, imagine coming to like, let me show you my treasure from Star Wars. And it's just like some withered 40-year-old piece of hair.
We've got some
it could
great
be like
answers.
Lupin trying on.
Yeah. It's just glued to the wall, and there's a little bit of like glue dripping from the wall, caught in the beard.
We'll go over some answers here from our audience. But Jen, what do you think of this auction win, and what are you buying?
Oh, there's too many to choose from. I want anything from Carrie Fisher's house. Just putting that out there. I love
she did put that was up.
But of course, I'm very predictable. The Sice Noodles puppet. I would want that. I would have Tom Spina come in, restore her to her old glory. And I would display her in my tiny living room because she needs to be appreciated.
Just right there in the window.
Right there. So neighbors can see the creepy doll wreath and the Sice Noodles and those lips peering through the window.
Longingly. Yeah.
Kids, on Halloween, you don't go to that house, okay? We don't go get candy from there. Look at that thing in the window.
She's a Star Wars witch.
I love that. Yeah, I think there's some big Han's DL44 pick a version, whatever screen use one. I wouldn't mind like one of Lando's capes, maybe the cape. And I'd wear it. I have, it's so random and weird, and I can't authenticate it and prove it. Blah blah blah. But I have a jacket. Actually, I have a suit with a vest. It's worn by Steven Stills at the Grammys in like the 70s, like 77 or something like that. I had a friend. He was in the music business, and I ended up with it. And I can't fit it anymore. But like, I would wear it in sketches and stuff. So I have no problem like wearing history. I'd enter in a Chili's with a Lando cape that I paid $2 million for.
That's awesome.
Brian Ward wants to win a chewed piece of Rick McCallum's gum.
Oh no.
Some other answers here. Mumbo Jimbo. I dropped $1K on the Grogu puppet. That's reasonable. I don't think you're getting that for $1K, but yes. David McKay saying the Claude. Yeah, the principal Claude used in photography.
Yeah. The hero Claude, yeah.
Hero Claude. Maddie Gunner saying when I win the lottery, there'll be signs. An N1 Starfighter in my driveway. He's doing good for himself. I like James's answer. C-3PO's red arm. Tristan wants a TIE Fighter cockpit. Marjo with an unlimited budget. I'd take Jake's helmet, Jake Lloyd's pod racing helmet with the goggles. Oh, that'd be great. I'd wear that while I drove a Nissan Rogue. Put that on. Gaz wants a Dejeric table.
Poncho Mike wants Darth Maul's severed legs.
Oh yeah,
posed in action, just floating down the hall.
There you go. Other great answers. Well, Poncho Mike wants Darth Maul's severed legs. Just the reality of it there. That's perfect.
Princess Leia's hair buns. Yes.
That could work as well.
Does anyone in the chat have that Radio Flyer land speeder? Do you remember that? Do you remember that they had it as? I see it on Facebook Marketplace. Just because it always comes up. I really regret that I never got it. I couldn't have afforded it anyways. But do you have it? Anyone out there? I've always wondered how it works.
Anyone in chat?
Yeah, anyone in chat?
Show up. Drop some pictures in Discord. Do it. Let's do it.
So sweet.
We're almost done here. We got one final question here. We do want to acknowledge some of the super chats that came in. Gopal, actually remember this time. Thank you. A generous contribution to the Death Star Fund. No need. And then mostly for you, Jen. Have you seen the picture of Jason Momoa and Zoe Kravitz together? First time I saw it was 50/50. What it was, Lisa Bonet or Amelia Clark. Turns out Zoe strongly favors her mom. Yeah, it's Lisa Bonet and Zoe are indistinguishable at this point to me.
Twinsies. I have her all over my Pinterest boards for fashion. And yeah, there are times where she looks so much like Lisa Bonet. Lisa Bonet is so cool. So yeah, they're a pretty neat and talented family.
There you go. All right, final little question. Do one little Star Wars mini question here. I thought it was a chance for us to do this live, but let's celebrate Boss Nass any way you want. Jen, how do you do that?
He is unhinged, but he is funny, and yet I would never cross him. So there's something that makes him unlike any other Star Wars character who I would actually be quite happy if I got some of his slobber. I would wear it with pride.
Wear that slobber with pride indeed. Joseph, how do you celebrate the leader of the Gungans?
I think there are many great things about his character. I love what he symbolizes, that he is very genuine. He is full of pride in his community and his culture. He is able to evolve because he's pretty much just going to do away with Jar Jar for being clumsy and burning things and blowing them up, and then appoints Jar Jar to be a grand leader of the army. Wonderful way to evolve Boss Nass. But then it's also, you look at it and the Gungan said, hey, this guy talks like a vampire and spits on us at random times. Let's make him our leader. I like that combination of how noble he is, and he makes a lot of really idiosyncratic choices in the way he expresses himself.
You know what Boss Nass is to me in Star Wars? He's the John Goodman King Ralph character, where maybe he shouldn't have been in charge, but he's so authentic in himself, and you kind of get behind it. And he also represents the ability to evolve, like you said, in such a wonderful way. When we meet him in the first part of the film, he has some good reasons to maybe not trust the Naboo, but he hears them out. He hears Padme out, and he knows this is what has to happen. A lot of things hinge on his slobbery shoulders. So, Boss Nass, I think you're one of the great Star Wars leaders. Roger says you must do the Boss Nass slobber sneeze, Jed.
No? I can't even do it.
That's the sound you make when you see that Home Depot Chewbacca.
Whoa. That's like the Jabba that we saw the Jabba commercial.
Yes, and we must always credit, as JMV says, oh yeah, Brian Blessed is great. Loved him in season 1 of Blackadder. He has a great role in classic Doctor Who episode. Serial is King Yrkanos, of course, famous from Flash Gordon. And he's also involved in some sort of like river cleanup project in the UK. And there was like some let's take walks around the UK and learn about the history show that Sarah and I were watching. And normally the host just like kind of talks to your average British person. It's like, and actually the person in charge of keeping this river safe and clean is Brian Blessed.
Hello.
And he screams then to him, the river will be protected.
It's been a while since we've shouted out, but our old buddy, friend of the show, JB Stangram, has a great interview on his YouTube channel with Brian Blessed, where you just realize that is him. He is Boss Nass. He is that beard, just big and bushy. Love it. All right, that's it. Any final thoughts out there from you all, Joseph, Jennifer, or anyone in the crowd that I missed here? I'm scanning for any comments.
No, fun collection of news items, Ken.
There you go. Not a lot out there, but I'm sure something big will drop just after we finish. But hey, doing the news live, maybe you can react if it happens. If Lucasfilm could only release news in a 12 noon Pacific to 1 p.m. Pacific time frame, We all be good. All right, as Douglas says, that man is a treasure. You are a treasure too, Douglas, not just Brian Blessed. All right, we're out of here for today. We have our Star Wars questions tomorrow with a look at some Anakin stuff, like we said. You can find us on social media at ForceCenter Pod. Our Facebook page is ForceCenter Podcast. We are on TikTok at ForceCenter Show. If you want to find us over there, if that's your preferred way of getting clips, we are on Acast as a podcast, including iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and more. Just search, you'll find us. Every Sunday we re-release Databank Brawl. Podcast only, merch available at TeePublic or Fourth Wall. If you're watching now, hey, like the video, leave a comment. Hype. I think YouTube has a new hype thing now. I don't know what it does. It sounds fun. Let's just hype things up. Or you can support us at patreon.com/ForceCenter. From there, get into our Discord. You can follow me at CadNapsock across social media platforms. Jen, where can they find you? And I'm hoping a lot of pictures of your broken baby haunted wreath.
That's right. For all my Halloween adventures, you can find me on at Jennifer Landa at Instagram, maybe TikTok at Jennifer Landa 1138.
Joseph, I hope you finish your film and don't get lost opening your cantina set today. But where can they find you and your adventures?
I'm not. The cantina is currently on my drawing board for stuff I need to finish for the film. So once the film is open, I'll be opening that canteen and sharing it. But if you want to see me very tired trying to carry it across the threshold of my apartment, you can check it out on Instagram and follow me on all the other social media. At Joseph Scrimshaw is my handle everywhere. There
it is. Branding. That's good branding. All right. Thanks, everyone, for watching live. And for those listening later, thank you as well. We'll see you next time here on ForceCenter.